classified material, and I did not receive any material that was marked or designated classified. I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material.
Rebuilding America Now is responsible for the content of this message.
Frank Luntz is the CEO of Luntz Global. All right, Frank, so what did it mean when it dipped? Did that mean they didn't like what she was saying, or they didn't like the ad?
Well, they started zero, and then they moved second by second, and what happened was they repeated the same line, and that line became more and more powerful as it really sunk in. And the fact that the Hillary Clinton line was almost at 50 tells me that that ad cuts across partisan lines and political lines.
Yeah, because the Democrats were as low or as high as the Republicans and the independents on that.
Exactly. It's an issue of credibility. And the fact is, if we're talking about Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton is winning. If we're talking about Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump is winning. And I don't think the Trump campaign fully understands that if this is a referendum, not on him, but on her, he'll be the next president. And yet all the conversation seems to be about him. You've got another couple ads to show. I mean, she is in real trouble if people see these ads.
Frank, what do you make of Carl Higby's point in the last segment?
But if it gets sidetracked by all of these side circus shows, then Trump will lose. It is up to him to control this debate.
What about he's hitting her for deplorables, another thing that he did not bring up in the debate the other night. I'm sure we're going to hear it in the next debate, but he's got this ad ripping her for calling, half his supporters deplorable. Do we have it? Let's watch.
Speaking to wealthy donors, Hillary Clinton called tens of millions of Americans deplorable.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
People like you.
Effective?
That ad is going to add an extra 1% turnout to Donald Trump's vote, because if you're insulted by your opponent, you are absolutely, positively, without any doubt whatsoever, going to make it to the polls. That was a dumb comment that she made, and she will pay a price for it.
Trump's been saying, I'm going to go meet with my deplorables. My deplorables are at my rally. Good to see you, Frank. The debate, not an earpiece this time. Kill me to standing by to tell us what it is. Next.
Speaking my mind. You try to control me with violence and intimidation. You think you can muzzle me with fear? Don't ever confuse me for my politicians or my media. I am an American, free-born and free-bred, and I will call you out for who you are. An Islamic extremist who would kill me for my beliefs. You don't intimidate me. My freedom is more powerful than anything you can possibly do, and I will never, never surrender my rights to your terror. I will say what I think, worship according to my beliefs, and raise my children how I see fit. And I defend it all with the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. I cower to no one, because I am the National Rifle Association of America, and I am freedom's safest place.
All those day offs, and then she can't even make it to her car. Isn't it tough? All those day offs, right? Boom. You ever see her chart? She won't be campaigning today. She won't be campaigning today. This is day in, day out, and I'm campaigning. I'm saying, what's going on?
Donald Trump yesterday knocking Hillary Clinton's campaign schedule and her stamina. Earlier today, he also went after Clinton's long history of corruption. Let's take a look.
Everything you need to know about Hillary Clinton, sometimes referred to as Crooked Hillary, can be understood with a simple but very important phrase: follow the money. The wealthy donors who want to shut down American energy, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The special interests who want to open borders are donating to Hillary Clinton. Again, just follow the money.
All right, here with reaction, Fox News contributor Monica Crowley, the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine Pirro. If you were the Attorney General, you Why are you laughing?
You know what I would do. Go ahead, but I want to hear the question.
You would put her in jail.
Without a doubt, you do not have the right to violate the law, put the security of this nation in jeopardy, lie to the American people about it over and over again, meet with the FBI where all the rules are thrown to the wind, and then, say to the American people, I should be your president. Really? This is, people talk about two systems of justice for, one for African Americans and one for whites. I see two systems where people have power and money, and then the ordinary American, irrespective of their
If it
color.
was me who did the thing she did,
I'd indict you. Of course I would. It's the law. We are a nation
I'll
of
hire you as my
laws.
defense attorney first.
Yeah, but Lady Justice is blind. What
No,
do we
Lady
teach her?
Justice is not blind.
Well, she picks through the bandages now and then. I know.
You stood up for Comey way before.
I did. Because I worked with him and I loved him. And so when I say I'm disappointed, you've got to know that it kills me to talk about it, because I was up front saying what a great guy he was. I am so disappointed. On my show this weekend, I'm going to go after him.
When you're in a banana republic, you have low standards because you're in a banana republic. We are in the United States of America. We have higher standards. And what's so outrageous and unbelievable about what's happening with the FBI investigation, the Comey farce, the fact that Hillary lied to the FBI, lied to Congress, and it's no
Why
big
did they
deal,
give
is
them all
outrageous.
immunity? Everybody got immunity.
That is a huge question that needs to be asked.
I'll answer
But here's the overall point. When you have a Department of Justice, Sean and Jeanine, that is corrupted, okay, because that is the one bulwark in this republic for the people to make sure that there is an impartial enforcer of the law. When you no longer have that, as we don't under this president and this attorney general and this FBI director, the whole system falls apart. And that's what we're seeing. And that's one of the big reasons why Donald Trump has such traction.
She did sell access to her office. More than half the people that got access to her when she was Secretary of State were donors to the Clinton Foundation. Others got access, and then they got benefits, financial benefits from all this. So the Clinton Foundation, emails, pay-to-play, Saudi Arabian money. I mean, none of that came up in the first debate. I'm getting the impression Donald Trump took enough incoming from her that he's going to take the gloves off.
Well, let's hope he does take the gloves off, because as we all know, that first debate, you remember Mitt Romney won. It doesn't matter. It's the second and third that really matter. But what he's got to do is he's got to prosecute her. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Chelsea was in the audience. That's hogwash. Chelsea's heard it all before, and she's even heard it from you, Donald. But what we've got to do is try to make sure that Donald Trump gets out what the Department of Justice and the FBI is not willing to unearth. And that is the whole purpose behind this server, was to cover what they were doing in the pay-to-play 501c3 alleged charity.
I agree with you, and do you see this happen? I mean, look, Donald Trump has said, the next Attorney General, the statute of limitations is not expired, is it, Miss
No,
Counselor?
it is not expired, and also the immunity that was given to these 5 people does not last until if there's a new Department of Justice, they can still be prosecuted. It's just that limited immunity that they gave them.
Okay.
No wonder they didn't have a case. They gave everybody involved immunity.
Yeah.
It's like that somebody robs a bank and you give the bank robber and the getaway driver immunity. Of course you have no case. Look, he needs in the second and third debates, and from now on throughout the campaign, he needs to be talking about the C word, corruption. Clinton Foundation, emails, server, Benghazi,
Corruption and change.
the Comey
We
farce.
gotta change the direction of the country.
And by the way,
and
her serial lying about all of this, he needs to pound that and get in her face in both debates about that.
But there's a fine line. I mean, and I think everybody told him before this debate, okay, remember Rick Lazio, don't get in her space. Well, hang on. No, this was a fair analysis going in. He showed he could take her punch, showed he can stand at that stage, showed that he had a different vision for the country, but he did leave an awful lot on the table. And more importantly, I think Lester Holt. How do you not talk about the Clinton Foundation or emails or immigration or vetting refugees or radical Islam or or energy or education or the Iranian deal? How do you not bring these things
Sean,
up?
Do that.
you
90 uninterrupted minutes.
You do that when you make a decision that you're not going to question her the way Matt Lauer did, and he doesn't want to get the heat from NBC.
Now he's getting the heat the other way.
Yeah, but he doesn't work for us.
When you're a Republican candidate, you know you're never going to get an impartial, fair moderator. That's baked into the cake. The question is how you handle the questions and how you can handle yourself. Donald Trump should not be talking about himself. His whole rationale for this campaign was, I don't need this job. I'm rich, I have a great family and a great business. I'm doing this for the American people and the country.
Well said.
Stop talking about himself and make it about the future of the country.
Don't forget, Judge Jeanine is planning to go off this weekend. You don't want to miss it.
Saturday
and Sunday night, 9 p.m. right here on the Fox News Channel. And coming up next tonight, Hillary Clinton is desperately trying to court millennial voters as a new poll shows, well, she has good reason to be very worried. Charles Hurt, Lisa Booth. And then later tonight, President Obama was asked by a Gold Star mom why he refuses to use the term, even to this day, radical Islam. His answer, stunning. Dr. Gorka responds, and much more tonight.
These same problems we saw in 2012 when President Obama shouldn't have won re-election. And because all of these problems could be laid at his feet and those very policies, and yet he somehow still got re-elected. I'll never understand that.
All right, guys, I got to run, guys. We're just out of time, but I appreciate it. Thank you both. All right.
Islam. But I don't want to validate what they do.
President Obama.
Actually, I'm sorry, Islamic terrorist.
The truth of the matter is that this is an issue that has been sort of manufactured, because there is no doubt, and I've said repeatedly, that where we see terrorist organizations like Al-Qaeda or ISIL, they have perverted and distorted and tried to claim the mantle of Islam for an excuse for basically barbarism and death. These folks think that and claim that they're speaking for Islam. But I don't want to validate what they do.
Here now with reaction, author of Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, I don't buy this, because if he can say ISIL, which, by the way, I say Islamic State, we got to talk about that, too. Isn't that saying Islamic? But he did say at one time the Islamic State is not Islamic. So, I mean, there is a real utter refusal to acknowledge the connection. Why does he refuse to do this? What's the real reason?
It's like that good old joke, right? The Islamic State, it's not Islamic and it's not a state. It's absurd. Why doesn't he do it? The first thing I'd like to ask is he an imam? Is he an Islamic theologian? What are his credentials for saying whether or not what ISIS does is Islamic or not? He says it's a perversion of Islam. Based upon what? I'd love to know what his credentials are. Now, why he doesn't call it by its name is because he cannot admit what the enemy is. Because if he does, the whole left-wing edifice of multiculturalism collapses. And on top of that, the last 7.5 years of American counterterrorism policy is proven to be an utter failure.
You know, I sadly believe we're going to look back and we're going to have another attack. And then there'll be another 9/11-like commission report. And one of the things they're going to write about is a president and a presidential candidate's refusal to say radical Islam. And then we'll mention Belgium, and we'll mention Paris and the multiple attacks there, and then we'll mention Great Britain, and we'll mention Germany and migrants. Then we'll mention we wouldn't vet the refugees and listen to Comey and Clapper and Brennan and McCall and General Allen. And then we're going to mention Chattanooga and San Bernardino and Fort Hood and Orlando. And then we're going to say they were at war with us, we weren't at war with them. Do we ever learn from stupid mistakes? Because that's what we're being set up for here. Tell me that I'm wrong and I'll feel a lot better.
I can't, Sean. That's why I wrote the book Defeating Jihad, because I'm as angry as you are about why we're losing a war after 15 years that we could have won within a matter of months. Let me quote to you what an unnamed student of mine said to me at National Defense University in his dissertation. He nailed it. He said, if the enemy can control what you're allowed to say about them, you've already lost the war. Sean, the enemy controls what we're allowed to say about them. It's as if you couldn't say the word Nazi during World War II. It's absurd.
It's absurd, and it defies all logic and common sense and understanding of what's happening. Dr. Gorka, you get it. I hope maybe if Trump wins, you go work for him. I'd like to see you in that position.
He has to win first, Sean. Thank you. 40
days, we'll know the answer to that question. And when we come back, we have a very important question of the day, and we need your help. That's straight ahead.